The same week I gave away a kitchen knife on Instagram, I actually won this knife from Tim Rowland on Instagram. This cute little patty is from Rowland Cutlery, and of course, what better person to tell you about Tim Rowland and Rowland Cutlery than Tim himself. So what do you say we go speak to Tim right now? Okay, right now.
Hey guys, Tim Rowland at Rowland Cutlery here. I want to talk to you real quick about one of these cool little 75mm petty knives. I sent one of these up to Frankie. He won one in an Instagram contest, and he's got one with a 6-sided Honduran rosewood burl handle that just came out real slick. This is kind of what I specialize in, is the Japanese style kitchen knives, a lot of wah handles that I've done for customizing other people's knives that are blacksmithed in Japan. It's just what I prefer. When I was working in professional kitchens, which I did for a little over 20 years, left the industry to start a family and be able to be a full-time knife maker. You can find my stuff on Instagram, Facebook. A lot of my available pieces will either be on my Etsy shop or at oldtowncutlery.com. I am their resident artist there, so I do a lot of restoration, sharpenings, and they offer a lot of my own personal work there as well. If what you see from Frankie interests you, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to make something for you.
Now the reason I'm showing these images is because I was also very impressed with his packaging. Personal signatures, nice business cards, but most importantly that logo. Let's take a look at the cow again. It's not just a cow, it's actually ingenious. There's a kitchen knife in its bottom quarter. Now let's get to cutting. Of course, you all know that first cut has to be the cherry tomato. What I tried to do with this knife demo is everything is being cut in the air. This is a 75mm petty. I didn't want to use it on the cutting board. This is about as small as I've seen them in the Japanese kitchen knife world, and so I just really wanted to make sure to cut everything in hand. I tried to cut with as minimum effort as possible, seeing how thin the knife was, seeing if it could glide through produce, using the weight of the produce itself to just push through. Now I know what you're thinking. No, this isn't a really large lemon. For some reason it's just a really pale orange. Here we're testing the wedge potential. Now initially I was going to call this my little strawberry knife because Tim shared with me during the unboxing on Instagram that that's how his daughter likes to use this knife. So little strawberry, kitchen knife essentially translated to Tsukoshi Ichigo Hocho. However, I thought it did even better on the radish than the strawberry. Now you'll see the strawberry coming up. And finally, a bit of strange footage is about to come up, but again, if you watch the unboxing on Instagram, it'll make sense to you. Tim and I spoke about how essentially the edge of your knife, unless it hits a cutting surface, won't dull. But then he mentioned something where he's right. The acid from food itself will also eat away at the steel. But what about Jello? There's not a whole lot of acid in Jello, is there? Hope you enjoyed this voiceover, and see you next time.